Yeah, you gotta love the prejudice warning. Hey guys, welcome to The Sinking City. It's basically a somewhat open world. It pretty much is an open world because you can go anywhere and everywhere in the entire world, except for obviously the mission areas. But it's an open world game set in a 1920s Massachusetts city, which doesn't seem to be on any of the maps. It's kind of strange like that. We're going to do the comment here. Well, actually, just first we'll just start, and then while we're waiting for the initial load-in to happen, then we'll do the comment, because just like Styx, Shards of Darkness, the initial load-in on this is fucking long, so can't be helped. But anyway, we're basically here because our character is suffering from really bad nightmares and visions and things like that. He was a Navy diver who had been in the First World War, and he'd gone on a dive somewhere and had encountered some ruins, and this gave him certain supernatural abilities. I mean, they're not that great, but they're useful for this. Well, anyway, let's get into this. And yes, I don't care. All right, while we're waiting, I'll do the comments real quick from the finale of Elite Force. Iggy91, nice playthrough. You inspired me to replay this as well, along with the sequel. Hope you do EF2 at some point. That's a maybe. Like I said, I'll probably try to play through it again by myself, and then we'll see how it goes. If I can get past that one spot, the one that caused me to just say fucking rage quit, and yeah. The One True Dragon King, I believe this game and the sequel are on GOG. I can't wait to see Elite Force 2. Hopefully a less buggy edition. Yeah, well, we'll see about that one, like I said. And some guy, not a bad game, think I'll pass on it though. Well, it is basically a FPS, so it's not your cup of tea, but it is what it is. Alright guys, thanks for your comments, and we'll read this shit. Dear Mr. Charles Reed, as you requested, I researched the outbursts of hysteria and visions in the city of Oakmont, Massachusetts. It turns out that your assumptions were correct. Such cases are indeed more frequent here. Men and women from across the country are drawn to Oakmont, haunted by visions similar to yours, a city drowning, the presence of something great yet unknown. As luck has it, I believe we have stumbled upon the source of your ailment and the person who might help you with it. Prepare yourself to come to Oakmont as soon as you can. I will meet you here to help you on your way. Cordially, Johannes Vanderberg. Yeah, prepare yourself. Watch how well you're fucking prepared. Yep, gotta get his drugs. Our hero is seeing shit. Oh yeah, and your sanity meter is a thing in this too. And if you're armed and your sanity meter drops, there's a possibility you might shoot yourself in the head. Of course, you can craft antipsychotics, and let me tell you, the crafting system in this is kind of hilarious. Excuse me. That big whatever the fuck that thing is. This guy has cool dreams, damn it. This shit is some metal stuff right here. First aid kit and brick. What the fuck are bricks for? I never have found an actual use for bricks. I mean, they're hilarious for throwing at people on the streets and whatnot, but they don't seem to have any real use. As you can see, it's a third-person view. You walk around, you do things like, if you want to search a locker like this or a box, You see the little symbol on there. You can hold down the button. You have to hold the button down to completely search it. And here's some crafting supplies. We have gunpowder and shell casings. You can hit the C key or whatever you've got set for your casebook. Go to your inventory. Well, now I can't craft anything because I only have one health kit and that's it. And we don't even have everything we need. Well, we can get our gun.
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
Folding camera. Oh, yes. We've seen that letter, so. And we see the symbol for the camera. So we got to use the camera to photograph that. For whatever reason.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
And yeah, when it says key evidence collected, that means you've got enough for a clue. But you want more than just the key evidence if possible. You want to find all of the evidence. That way you can get the fuck out. You know, you can get rewarded for finding all the evidence. And he moved, so.
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Okay, so apparently that didn't count. There we go. All evidence collected. 141 experience points. Yeah, you want to do that every time because that bonus for experience is great. Because right now we're relatively low level. Even though there's not really a level in here, there is, but there isn't. Your experience, the amount required to gain knowledge points, does go up eventually. But hell, it's kind of like a Dark Souls in that respect, where you start off, you don't need very many souls to level your abilities, but then as time goes by, you gain more and more. You need more. It goes up to 2,000 as far as I've gotten it. And of course, you have different things like set traps twice as quickly, making your grenades and firebombs go further. Yeah, keep an extra bullet loaded, yada yada yada. There's several different weapons here, like a semi-automatic pistol, which I have, a revolver, which I don't, a lever-action shotgun, battle rifle, which is basically a bolt-action gun, which for some reason only holds 1 round instead of 5, and a Thompson submachine gun, which only holds 30 and not, 50, like the old drums used to. This is, of course, set in the 1920s, so, technology is not exactly great.
Now get out!
Go fuck yourself.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
What's the deal with this
Reaching
city?
Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I've found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks, and the water has risen ever higher without receding. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it, despite the inconvenience. Atmosphere, you know?
That's an eye-catching suit.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for one to abandon one's style.
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Oh yeah, and a lot of things, actually most things referred to in this are from some of H.P. Lovecraft's short stories. Howard Philip Lovecraft. the guy that created the Cthulhu mythos.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, and the patron of the famous Oakmont University. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego. Do not make him wait.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. Places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
Alright, so he's done yammering.
That's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
So we can see the map, and we can hit T for, like, whatchamacallit, somebody praying to the sea. Under the keel bar exit. And there's
I don't
Throgmorton.
care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is fine.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
I'm gonna do it. Your features are unusual.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Your father fucked an ape.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. But he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
Yeah, the Innsmouthers. If you've watched my Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth playthrough, they might suddenly start sounding really familiar.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
Yeah, so the 8 guys are total racist.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Yeah, there is a lot of talky-talky.
Did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. This fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Yeah, I don't like Thrago all that much. He's kind of a douchebag. I am not a fan of this guy. He can just really kind of fuck off. This the one? No, I don't remember ever doing. I didn't do the finding the lifeboat thing. I'm going to do it this time because I'm fair sure there's experience points to be had. Yep, there it is.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
I hope someone finds this. My name is Albert Throgmorton, and this is my will. I want to warn you, don't go to the depths below Oakmont. There's unreadable. We should have never done that. Everything should have remained in that cave. Professor Unreadable, I fear what will become of me. It's singing in my brain, dancing on my eyelids every time I close my eyes. Unreadable. The cycle goes on and on and on and on and on. In the end, it comes. I must warn everybody. I must tell my father. Unreadable. He's here. 141 experience points for getting all the evidence out of this area. Yes, give me more experience. I demand all of the experience points. And now, we are going to get some more.
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
Drago's platoon squad. And they do use a lot of prefabs in here. You'll be seeing this particular prefab a lot. They change things up a little bit here, but yeah.
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
Yeah, say so. Yeah, everything in Oakmont is in a state of decay.
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Okay. We got fish and shit like that every fucking where in here. Yeah, as you can see, like I said, everything's in a state of decay. There's very obvious contamination by, you know, various sea creatures.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouther Lewis Flynn. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing. It was add or starve.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis, we were here. This is our house. Barry was outside, on his business. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing. Barry left again to call Mr. Robert.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay, my head began to burst. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreams. Drowned streets, a sleeping giant, a voice that called me...
That sounds familiar. Who is this K you keep mentioning?
Outsiders, show some respect. K is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. K be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal missed everything. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was already gone. K have mercy on his soul.
I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or, K, did I kill him?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Okay, so that finally was done.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, see, I took a sanity hit because he's fucking crashed.
5 cards short of a full house.
No, get on the way.
Choo choo. Ahem. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
Of course, there's evidence that you have to turn around and inspect.
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like. So, that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
Okay, there should be one more piece of evidence, I believe. Oh yeah, you have to hit the Q button to start your otherworld vision or whatever the hell it's called. And you hold down the button. Yeah, retrocognition. It forms a tear which you step into, and you can see these little green globes, and you can see events in the past.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
Okay, let's see what we have here.
This one's pretty easy to figure out. And you just left click on each one. That's one. That's two. That's
Take
three.
this, yeah, run!
Got it
When
right.
Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
Key evidence. Okay, did I miss some evidence? That's irritating.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Okay, we got him on the floor. Oh, the dartboard.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
There we go. All evidence. Alright, so the Mind Palace is basically your place to go deduce clues. Albert attacked the fisherman. Okay, nope, that's not going to do it. There we go. We've got a conclusion here. Nope. Of course, you can just say fuck it and just start clicking on shit until something happens, but you know, you're supposed to try to figure things out. Okay, so we don't have any more clues to deal with. We go to deductions. Well, we can't really draw any conclusions because we don't have enough clues here yet. But we've gathered up all the evidence we can. And let's turn on our supernatural vision. Even though this does make us more vulnerable to losing our sanity, we'll go outside and we will see the omens. There we go. Those are called omens. They will guide you to either whatever you need to get or whatever you need to see. And of course, to get a red glow on a lot of stuff like this.
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong.
That looks like blood, but that's not. Must not be his blood. Yeah. I think I have crafting supplies enough to craft some bullets. Not very many, just a couple. But I do like having a fully loaded gun. Okay. Sadly, the alcohol is not for drinking, it is for getting shit done. You know, like making stuff.
There's something in the pocket.
Lewis, please just give me one more. Weak. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else right now. I don't yet have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly with the fuzz snooping about the port. But don't worry, I've struck a nice deal with the proper people and should have a steady supply channel soon. Just one more week and I'll return everything with double interest.
The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
Now we have padlocks to deal with.
The door won't budge.
And there's Throgmorton.
One fatal wound to the forehead.
And
That's
there's
no
a fucking
accident.
monster.
It's just deliberate.
Here we go, all evidence. There's another very dead monster back here. Nothing else to loot. Reload my gun. Gunpowder and coil springs. And if there's enough time today, I will show you my favorite farming spot for gathering materials. It is absolutely fantastic, and I've never been able to find any kind of a mission related to it. Basically, it just seems to be a spot that's just seems to be a spot which looks like it should have a mission or something related to it, but you know, it looks like it's got a story to tell, but there's nothing. I've never found anything. Well, Mind Palace, let's get that taken care of. You want because he was Throgmorton rather than to drive him off. Okay, well, we don't have anything further. We're almost ready to start drawing conclusions.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
Okay, well, there's only one place for this fucker to have gone. The court's closed, so that's one annoying thing here is you cannot actually do the open world part of this until you actually get through this. I guess this is kind of like the tutorial. Check out this dude.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Alright.
Hey, when I asked for a bullet, I didn't mean getting shot.
Yeah, the system here in this city no longer depends on cash. It's all barter and trade. They trade things like bullets and health kits, things like that. Unfortunately, you never get to trade any of that kind of stuff. You just have to salvage whatever you can.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Yeah, this is one of the achievements right here. You have to have your fortune told if you want the achievement, of course.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many things. For a small fee, I'll tell you some of them.
Alright, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many gifts delivered, and many will regret partaking.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win too. But you'll only see that from inside a metal cage. And tall pillars, circled by the dead. A race from one to the next, as time itself laughs.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
You are welcome. I can't wait to see what you do.
All everything she said was, of course, technically true, but not very illuminating.
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want?
This is the only time you're going to be seeing this bar. This bar locks up after you get done with it.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around, like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throck. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with them, once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
Okay, we're done with him. Beforehand, I'm gonna see if there's anything here right there. Yeah, there we go. We'll never get to come back here again, so I might as well see what kind of raidable shit he has. Which doesn't appear to be much. Basement door is blocked off, so we can't get in there.
What the? Get the... Oh.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just 'cause I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Yep. There's a lot of references to Dark Corners of the Earth. Events that happened in Dark Corners of the Earth. They might have actually happened in the books or the short stories too, but it's been a long time since I read any of that stuff, so, you know, whatever.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay.
Excuse me.
People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
Okay.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
I won't tell him. Everyone seems to agree there's been an outbreak of madness around these parts. I'm inclined to believe you fell victim to it too. Plus, it seems heartless to tear apart a family after what you've been through already.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
That said, the port's still closed. What will you do?
Hide here, I guess. Don't have a choice. The streets are flooded with police.
I'll make something up to tell Throgmorton. Leave as soon as you can.
Thank you again, sir. I won't forget this.
Okay, we've got a mine palace here. Actually, where are we at? Did we? Not yet. Okay. Okay, now we got a conclusion. He was under mental influence. Lewis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus can't be blamed for Albert's death. I could try and cover for him, or else Robert Throgmorton will have his head. Okay, well, so we finish that up. All evidence collected. Gets us some more experience. Well, closer to a skill point. And you're done with that bar permanently. And we should be, or we will be finishing this case up. Getting through the next cinema, and I think we'll call it right there. Because we'll be going to the Devil's Reef after this. So I think that's a good spot to call it.
I tracked the murderer down, but he was attacked by those things prowling the back alleys. And they tore him apart. It was that Innsmouther fisherman, Lewis. He was covered in your son's blood. That may have attracted the beasts.
Are you certain the body is his?
Beyond any doubt. All that's left of him is a heap of flesh and this scrap of cloth. It's from his jacket. Just ask his friends.
Alas, this was my revenge to exact, not some wild beast's. Something must be done about those pests. Still, justice has been served. This isn't closure, but at least I know now the story. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Gay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I think I'm going mad, Mr. Throgmorton. I see things, visions, and I needed to stop. I was drawn here, or guided, or I don't know. But I believe the source of this madness is here, in Oakmont.
You're not wrong, Mr. Reed. An inexplicable hysteria spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it.
Excuse me.
His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Do you think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Here we go. 4 4440s, antipsychotics, a shitload of experience, and that's basically that. Alright, skills. We've got 1 knowledge point, and the first thing I'm going to be doing, I believe this is the, no, that's not it. More experience and stay sane. So yeah, we're going to start with the experience gains right here, because I want to basically be earning every fucking experience point I possibly can as early as possible. More knowledge points means more skills, means being able to carry more ammunition, your guns function better, you know, things like that. You do more damage and whatnot, you know. And the amount of ammo you can put in a gun expands. As you can see at the very top, that little star-looking thing in the side of circle, that is a fast travel point. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to this one quite yet because of this. Excuse me. We're having a nice little vision. Yeah, the performance of this game is a little bit off here and there. Especially when you get the shotgun. That thing fucking brings frame rates to a crawl. And if there's too many AIs in an area, the frame rate fucking drops. A lot of people have reported those issues, so, you know, it is what it is. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. Okay, so we are here in the hotel. Here's the diary. I'll let you read that yourselves. Well, you can pause it and read that if you want.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brother. Never again, they say.
And this is where we can change our, just hold a minute. Wait, that's where we can change our disguise.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Tincture of opium. But yeah, you can change what you're wearing depending on, you know, your preferences. Once you have things unlocked, you can. There's a whole lot of different shit you can wear. You can go dressed up as a cultist, a fisherman, whatever the hell. dress up as Vandenberg too. Personally, I prefer the gangster coat. Mr. Reed, you are the rare example of a man who treated one of my kind humanly, and I feel I have to repay the debt to you. Take this as a friendly piece of advice. Run, save your life, and leave this Drock city to the depths. Don't dig into its secrets, for they are not worth it. There's nothing good left here. I believe you can find a way to escape. Please heed my words, Lewis Flynn. This is your bulletin board. Depending on decisions you make throughout the game, notes will be posted here. Note from J. Vanderberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Well, we're gonna loot the fucking place while we're here. It's, you know, loot is life. And in this game, that's actually literally true. I mean, you have to... Oh, hello. The nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow Kings gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. Got fucking symbols and shit drawn all over the floor. And the Yellow Kings, you will be encountering them later on in the game, of course. Okay, just a little bit of gunpowder, that's all. But no complaints there. After all, it is useful stuff. Yeah, we are starting to run a little long, so here we go.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you, though, mister, you want to stay on here, you stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
This is another side quest, letters from Oakmont. Yeah, I get a whole bunch of letters, and they give you the locations to a bunch of various places, and you go there and find a letter in each place. It's a little bit of lore. It's a way for the game to basically drop little hints and references to the various stories of H.P. Lovecraft. And of course, you can loot and fight monsters and get experience. How's Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I have arranged for that. Regarding your questions, I don't know where Robert went, sadly, only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope that he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Yeah, another reference to Dark Corners. Right there, and there's other notes. Yeah, they're talking about a guy you can run into later on at the fish market. He gives you a quest to put up incense burners to chase out monsters. Now, in this, basically, this is a little bit of a hint telling you what the various signs mean. Signs basically tell you things like what buildings you can go into, where there's monsters, things of that nature. And here's our fast travel point, Devil's Reef. Alright guys, that seems like a pretty good spot to leave it, because we are running pretty long. And guys that like sweep the fucking middle of the street, they irritate me. So let's hit the melee attack button and see what happens. Oh, well, it helps if I actually hit it.
He's mad. He's completely mad.
Goddamn right I am. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. I will catch you guys next time, and we will, we won't be doing letters from Oakmont initially. That's wait until the end of the game, or almost to the end of the game fucking quest, because there's a lot of hardcore shit going on there. But we'll be dealing with the Lost at Sea thing, and hopefully getting a good chunk of experience and lootable stuff. So with that guys, I will see you next time.